Hey guys, my name is JemSoulex and welcome back to some more Let's Play Dark Cloud. In this episode, we will be going through Divine Beast Cave and speeding it up. The reason why I'm doing this is because I wanted to show you guys how much experience you could get when you speed this up. So I'm just going to go over all the good stuff you can get when going through this cave. Now, there's a total of, I believe, 14 floors. I think 14 is the last floor that has enemies on it and stuff that you can find. 15 is the boss fight. Going through, as usual, you'll find your usual skeleton enemies, your bats, and the dashers, and all that good stuff. The reason why I decided to do this was because I was in need of a weapon for Casey, and she really needed a weapon, and I didn't have one for her, and the boss fight would require her to at least be able to do enough damage, I think, to knock the boss down. Like, we needed her to have a weapon. So I decided to go through the floors and collect as much as I could, and I'm just gonna talk over this, going through these levels, picking up a bunch of good stuff. Now, something I recommend doing is before you go on to the next world, because there's like I believe there's like 6 areas you go to. This is the first one. I wanted to make sure that my characters were properly ready for the next place we were going to, so that's why I wanted to get a weapon for Casey. As you can see here, Towen is using the dagger. I went to the dagger because I want power up powder. That's always good. I went to the dagger because I wanted to get it to level 5, break it down, and then put it on Casey's new slingshot that she'll be getting, which should be in this episode. I believe in this episode I found the slingshot. It was either in this episode or after I was done recording this that I found her a slingshot. It's very well and it's a good slingshot. Moving down to the next floor, as you can see, I still have the stamina energy boosted, so I'm still doing a lot of damage to enemies. I highly recommend that you level the dagger up to like level 5, status break it, and put it on either Towen's weapon or Casey's weapon. It's not a bad idea to do because it's really easy to get the dagger to level 5. Like, it goes really quickly because the enemies you're fighting give you a good amount of experience, and the sword actually doesn't require that much experience to level up, so it tends to go really quickly. And as you can see here, we're just going through these floors. Got the bone key there. That'll be useful for unlocking the door in the bottom left corner as we're making our way down there right now. So I went ahead and I opened up this door and found some more chests. Now, I believe at some point I do, oh, bait, that's always good. At some point I do actually find some tram oil. I'm not sure when that happens. Got a dark crystal. The tram oil, as I said, is used to go to the back levels. In the back levels you find really good gems. I was running out of gems as well, so I wanted to find some more. So here we have one of those special abilities. Oh, water first, as usual, you gotta do that. So I kept repairing the dagger because I did not want the dagger to break. I wanted to level up to level 5, status break it, and then put it on Casey's weapon to give her a boost in speed. Mostly speed, because that's what you really get out of that is speed and a little bit of wind damage and some attack damage and and endurance. It takes about 60% of what the weapon had. And if the weapon has any abilities, it also takes that. As you can see, our weapons don't have any abilities, but that will come later. Sometimes when you find weapons, they will have special abilities on them, which is always good. I highly recommend. One of the ones I would like to get is called Durable. Durable makes it so that your sword takes longer to break. It's a good ability. There's also the ability, I think it's called Quench. I think it's called Crunch, where it takes longer for you to get thirsty. And there's a bunch of good abilities that you want to look out for on weapons. That's why I always get excited when I find a weapon, even if it's a weapon I'm not going to use, because there's a chance that that weapon might have an ability on it, which is always well and good. There we got the dark crystal, stone enemy. Be careful with these enemies, they're very strong and it's hard to do damage to them because they're steel type enemies and it takes a lot of hits to kill them. I always make sure to repair my dagger before stepping on one of those circles, because there's a chance that you might step on one that actually ends up destroying your sword, which is not good, especially when you're working on a high leveled weapon and you're working so hard on it, and then you step on that circle and you lose everything you were working on. That sucks. That's why I always do like a separate save before starting and ending my videos, just in case anything like that occurs. And so we're making our way up here, fighting some more skeleton enemies and some chests here. Ooh, let's see what we got. Ooh, map, awesome. And then we went over here and then we found this guy, and I think I went with the big box as my option. Yep. And then I got the Gladius and I checked to see if it had an ability on it, which it did not, so I didn't bother. I later decided just to sell it, but as I said before, the clown, he gives you something good depending on which chest you open. In that case, I got the Gladius. Kill the dogs, because the dogs give a lot of experience. As you can see, my weapon almost broke, and I was like, oh crap, gotta repair that before I lose it, because I'm trying to get it to level 5 so I can pass that spear on to the next weapon. So here we got steel. I think that was a stone. It was either stone breaker or steel that was. I didn't see, but there we killed the cave bat. And now we're moving on to the next floor. Okay, and coming down to the next floor, we have nothing. Yep, just go straight across. I forgot about that. That's B4, nothing there for you. That is the floor where we did that duel on for the first time. Continuing down, I found, usual dashers, bats. Those ghost enemies are weak to the holy, which is why I like holy. It's my favorite ability. And my dagger was ready to upgrade, and so we brought it to level 3. Went over here, decided to kill this statue. Was very careful. So what I recommend is just going through these floors, killing every enemy you see, opening all chests, seeing if you get any tram oil, because you never know. This is something I do on my free time when I'm not recording. I'll just go in Divine Beast Cave, start fighting some enemies, start getting some experience, look for tram oil, see if I can get some gems. This is something I do on the free time. There will be more dungeons that we'll be going to, but the Divine Beast Cave was a dungeon I always went to level up, because one, it goes by really quickly. The enemies are pretty easy to kill, and it was pretty simple. There might be better places to grind at, but this was the place that I always went to grind. I always came here to level up my weapons and to get gems, because the enemies are easy to kill, and you get a lot of experience. Now, not to say that in future dungeons we go to, enemies will give you more and more experience, and enemies in the back level give you a lot of experience when you kill them, which is always good. And here we got, level up powder. I've been finding a lot of that. I'm saving the level up powder for end game when I'm about to upgrade my weapons and try to get the best weapon ever. So I usually save those towards the end. They're really just rare candies, because they can literally just level up your sword without having to wait to get full experience. I can't tell you how many times I got poisoned in this video. So many times I've been poisoned, and it's frustrating. And I had to keep eating my food so I don't die. How long was this video anyways? It's 21 minutes, but that's fine. So then I made my way up here, opened up cave bat. Again, I got poison, which is so annoying. There's actually an item you can find. It's called the poison amulet, and you can put that in one of your active items, and when you do that, you won't get poisoned by enemies until it breaks. And I also found a big chest, a big key in that last chest over there. That key is used for treasure chest keys. So for example, if you find a big key, you can use that big key to open up the weapon chests instead of having to guess what the trap is. So it saves you from doing that. But if you sell the keys sell for 400 coins. So that's something I always did. I just sold it for 400, and that always worked for me. But in this case, I ended up using the key at some point in this dungeon. I ended up using it. Here we have freaking mimics as usual. Want to attack them when they're not guarding, because that makes your weapon break faster. I found another one of those circles. Repair as usual. Do not want my sword to break. I got pumped with energy, and so I just kept going. Just going through, killing all enemies I saw. Got skeleton soldier. And I got the Dren's crest. Nice. What do we got? Map. And cheese. Nice. Oh, cheese is always good. The cheese heals more health than the bread. Come to the next place we're going to. We're going to start using cheese rather than bread. Now here we're going to go ahead and upgrade the dagger to level 4. So good. We're ready to break that down very soon after it gets to level 5. And more cave bats, and I continue to get poisoned, but I didn't get poisoned there, which was good. Something you might notice that's different about this video is that we have a border outside of it, a purple cloudish border. The reason why I don't do this in my videos is because I still have to, I really have a hard time cropping it properly. And I want this to be the background, this purplish dark cloud because the background is dark clouds, and I wanted this to be my background for when I was recording. But as you can see on the top, it's getting cut off. So, I just was not able to crop it properly. So, I'm still working on that, but when I do get that down, I might try to do it again for the next area we go to, see if I could put this as my background, because it does look nicer to have a border around the edge instead of black bars, just black corners, in my opinion. Because I did buy PS2 composite, I think it was, I bought PS2 composite cables to make the graphics look a little better, look clearer, sharper, and it really did help quite a bit. Now over here I switched to Casey, and I forgot why that was. I think it was because I didn't want to. Oh yeah, it was because on this level your sword, your experience goes down with each enemy you kill. And we got tram oil, that's good, and some repair powder. So that's why I switched over to Casey, because I didn't want my dagger that I was working on to go back to level 0 of experience, because this is one of those floors where enemies you kill, you lose experience rather than gaining experience. So that's something to think about. Now right here I killed this skeleton and it gets back up, which really annoys me, because I threw what was it? I threw holy water at him, and that's what they're weak to, and he just got back up from it. So that really annoyed me. And so I just kept shooting at him, you do more damage. The closer you are to enemies, the more damage you do with the slingshot, just to point that out. The further you're away, the less damage you do. So I don't know why that makes sense, but whatever. So you got some premium water. Let's see here. Ooh, bone key, awesome. Oh, okay, so this time I decided to use the treasure chest key. And then I find a stupid weapon that I didn't want, so I checked the weapon. It didn't have anything it didn't have any abilities on it, so I didn't care. And yeah, that was it. I didn't bother killing those enemies because I found the Dran's Crest. So I decided to explore the rest of the dungeon to see if I could find any good stuff. I already found tram oil, which was good. And prepare powder, and there you go, heal. And then there's one more chest over there. I have no idea why I went over here because I knew this was gonna be the map. But I still came over here anyways. I don't really know why I did that, but I did it anyways. I decided not to use the tram oil on this level because I wanted to wait until I was in control of Toin, where I could actually gain experience from enemies. So that's why I didn't use the tram oil on this level. Sometimes you want to save the tram oil for later or soon. It depends if you're able to do it, or it really just depends on the situation when you should go to the back levels. The next dungeons we'll be going to will always have back levels. But the item you need to get to unlock the back level will always be different. So for the next level, it's not going to be tram oil anymore. Here we encounter more mimics. As usual, always attack. And sword was going to break. I had to make sure that didn't happen. There we go. And repair that. And keep slashing. Freaking mimics. They're so annoying. Money. Ooh, pump of energy. And more mimics. As in this case, this is post-commentary because I wanted to show off Divine Beast Cave. I might actually do this with every world and show off what you could get, like just going through really quickly how much experience you get, enemies you fight, gems and all the good stuff you can find. Because sometimes when you're going through these floors, there might be something you missed, like maybe you don't find the back level item for that dungeon, or maybe you don't, like maybe there's something that you don't get that you could get going through it again. That's why I always go through these floors over and over and over again, because there's always something you could get, like a new weapon or maybe tram oil to go to the back. So I always liked going in these dungeons over and over and over again, just getting as much experience as possible. And here we found Thunder, cool, and Statue Dog, awesome. Now I decided to go down here and use the bone key on this door. Unlock. Okay, cool. Okay, come over here. Mimic. Yeah, a lot of them are mimics. It's really annoying. Magical crystal. Still, I decided to kill the mimics, even though they're annoying, because I want the experience. Money. Statue dog. Ooh, weapon's about to break. I almost broke it once again there. I had to be very careful with that because I am working on breaking that weapon down. Okay, let's kill you. And got the money. And what's inside here? Map. Cool. Enemies. Statue. Be careful with these guys. Now, I believe I finished up the dagger before I even make it to the back level. So before I even get the chance to go to the back level, I finished the dagger. So I went ahead, I upgraded it, and we put it to level 5, and then I went and I status broke it down. So there you go, there is your status broken dagger for good old Casey to use. So we saved that, hold on to that for later. And here we go, I find something. Okay, 1 gem, you can throw that at enemies to do 1 base damage. Not that good, but it's there if you need it. And so we make our way down here, kill this bat, hopefully don't die. And now that we're done using the dagger, we can go back to using the chopper, which is our main weapon. And I made my way back here, and this dungeon and this back level actually had a bunch of cave bats, which was annoying, but at least my chopper is long enough to hit them from a distance, so that's good. I was hoping to find good gems. Ooh, there I found the topaz, which was good. I think I only found 1 gem on this floor. I think that's all I found was just the topaz. And then everything else was just random crap I didn't care about. Poisonous apples. Now, poisonous apples, you can throw them at enemies and they get poisoned. But I believe you want to save those for later because they're very good for fishing. So here the chopper was ready to be upgraded. So I put the garnet and the sapphire into it. And we're working on getting, I think it's called the dust hack. That's what the next weapon we were working on. So the poisonous apples, you want to get as many of those as you can, because you can use them as fishing bait and you can get some good fish, catch some really good fish with that. As I said, fishing is a good way to get gems. You can get a lot of fishing points depending on the size of the fish, and there's a really good way to grind for fishing points and get a lot of fishing points to get a lot of gems. So we're going to show that off towards the end of the game because we're not at that point yet. And so I just made my way down here and decided to kill this last bat and kill you, and then we're done with the back level. And so I went back to the previous floor we were at, which was not the back level, but level 9. And from there, I just, killed enemies that were in my way and made my way to the next floor, which was floor 10. So let's go ahead and go to floor 10. Making my way down to floor 10, we have even stronger enemies. The deeper you get into these dungeons, the more stronger enemies you will find. Those rack enemies are extremely dangerous because they will roll at very fast speed and do a lot of damage. They are extremely dangerous. Right here, I repair my sword because I don't want to risk it getting broken. Monsters are pumped with energy, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I can still kill them either way. I got the map. So I made my way down here. Ooh, chest, see what we get. Water, that's fine. Kill these. Yeah, see, these enemies are such jerks. They do so much damage. And right here, I almost died. I almost died, if I could talk. Almost died by that enemy. Oh my jeez. They're very, very dangerous. Especially when they're pumped with energy. Now, I believe I have the bone key. I just wanted to make sure that I had it. I think I was good to go and unlock this door. Yep. Okay, so use the bone key and ghost rock enemies. I hate them so much. Get the water. Ghost enemies, usually, as I said, ghosts and undead enemies are weak to holy, which is why holy is my favorite element of magic. I love holy. Like, that's like my favorite one. Like, there's ice, there's thunder, there's ice, thunder, fire, wind. But I love holy. I love holy. Anyways, as we make our way down, we went to this last little part right here. This was the magical crystal, and that was pretty much it. Decided to kill these last 2 enemies as they tend to give me a lot of experience. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of experience just killing these enemies. And then we make our way over to the exit to go to floor 11. Coming down to floor 11, we're forced to play as Casey and we have no choice. So here, we decide to, poisonous apples, those are always good to find. I did my best to kill as many enemies as I could and try to get the dungeon item to get out of here and collect any chest that I could find. Dasher was being a jerk and kept smacking the crap out of me. Now, there we go. And so I decided that I had to find the dungeon item to get out of here because, Casey doesn't have an actual weapon yet. She just has her wooden slingshot, which does not do a lot of damage at all. So we had to get the dungeon item and get out of here while also making sure to open up all chests on the floor. So after I killed those enemies, came down here. Opar, this enemy is dangerous because, well, he does a lot of damage and he also can give you a status infliction known as goo, which makes you sticky and makes you extremely slow. Right there I found a bar of soap. The bar of soap is what you would use to get rid of the goo status, but you shouldn't really have to worry about that because as long as you keep your distance from them, you should be okay. Usually I would recommend Casey to kill the bats and those type of enemies because they tend to inflict status inflictions on you, which is not good. And ghost enemies inflict curse on you as well, which means you can't switch your weapon out if you wanted to. So now right here, the wooden slingshot was about to break, so I quickly repaired it, and it's about to level up to level 1. And then I decided to, I don't know why I paused the game. I don't know why I did that. But anyways, cave bat there. And let's see. And it was ready to be upgraded. Not that I was really going to use the slingshot for anything. Like, not that I was going to, like, break the slingshot down and give it to Towen or anything. I just thought, why not just level it up since it's already full. And so I made my way all the way down here. I had the bone key, so I could easily unlock that door. So I did that when I came down here. Unlock that. And what do we got in here? Ice, not bad. I ended up selling a lot of this stuff that I found in here. These enemies are extremely annoying because they always block. So I ended up using a stamina drink to increase the damage I was doing to him. And I also put on some wind, put a wind gem to throw it at him and do some damage. So that was a good idea. Here we have the dragon. Dragons are extremely dangerous. They do a lot of damage. They shoot fire at you. They can headbutt you with their heads, so they're extremely dangerous. I recommend that you keep your distance if you're fighting with Casey. If you're fighting with Towen, you want to get on their left or right side and start just swinging at them. Just be careful because they will break your sword very fast. Right there, I decided just to not bother fighting him, and I killed him. Oh, I just got the escape item. I got cursed because I chose the wrong option. And then there we go. Got the bone slingshot. That's the weapon I ended up going along with. As you can see, that's the weapon that I ended up using. I could not put it on because I was cursed from the previous enemy I was fighting. So, not the enemy, but the chest gave me that curse because I didn't select the right option. So once again, we switch back to Towen and we make our way through, finding a bunch of good stuff as usual. There we got there we got a treasure key. That would have been useful for that chest, but oh well. And so the chopper was ready to level up. I think the chopper is on level 1. Now it's on level 2. And we're working on getting the dust sack, which looks like a pirate sword I discovered. And there you go, just putting those gems on and fighting more enemies. let's see. Stamina drink, always good to get those, because those will help you for doing more damage to enemies who are doing more damage than you. Also good for back levels and boss fights. So, tram oil again, and I was very happy about that. I think I ended up getting some gems from that. I was very happy to find that. Dragon's feather disappeared, as usual, throw one back on. And I repaired my sword. Ugh, I hate these enemies so much, they're so annoying. Statue, killed you. Got the Dran's Crest, so we were able to move on to the next level. And King Mimic, as usual, nothing new there. And I got poisoned yet again, and so I had to live off eating bread, not so that I wouldn't die, and eating cheese as well. Got the bone key, and up here I should be either map. Yeah, it was the map, okay. Just figured as much because we didn't get it yet. We got money. And then I kept eating food so I wouldn't die because I didn't have any more antidotes to cure my poison, so that was always good. So I made my way down here, I unlocked this door, and I think one of these had the crystal, and then the other one was something random, I don't know what it was. Oh, okay, standing powder, that's okay. Kill these enemies. Still poison as usual, nothing new there. And I made my way to the exit. Actually, no, what the hell am I talking about? I decided to use the tram oil. Decided to use the tram oil and go to the back level, even though I was poisoned, but that's not a big deal because, I have food, I'll be okay. So I went to the back level, and I saw that there were a bunch of dragons here, so I was really scared to fight them, so I didn't bother. I ended up getting ice. I decided to fight them a little bit later because they do give a lot of experience. Yeah, this antidote, and I was happy to get that, was the antidote drink. Now, for some funny reason, I don't know if it's in this video or if it was later, I decided to see if the poisonous apple would get rid of my poison. I don't know why I was thinking that would work, but I don't know, I tried it. It did not work, and I got poisoned again. Okay, so this is what I did. I paused my game. At some point, I go into my items. How long did I leave the game paused for? Jesus Christ. Justin, what were you doing? I was on my phone right here. Not even that. I was listening to music when I was doing this, so I was like changing the song. I was trying to find something. Anytime now. Was I sleeping or something, or what? What was going on? Okay, finally, I unpaused my game after switching my music, and then here we have dragons. Now, they're very strong, especially when they're in the back levels, but they give a hell of a lot of experience, which is why I recommend that you just kill them. It's a little risky, but if you can pull it off, you get a lot of experience from it. So as you can see, what I was trying to do was to get on this. I was trying to get on the left or right side. My sword almost broke from that because they do break your sword down quickly because of the defense that they have. So I decided just to get on their left or right side and just to start swinging at them because they can't do anything from the side. They can only attack you from the front, which is either headbutting you or hitting you with fire. And so I was able to get the dust sack. Now, as you saw there, I was able to upgrade my weapon to the dust sack, but I had to finish upgrading those gems I put onto it. So after leveling up my chopper, I was able to get the next weapon, which was called the dust sack, which looks more like a pirate sword. And so I decided to kill all the enemies because they were giving me a lot of experience. So my way. Oh, what? I didn't go down to that last enemy? I thought I did. I thought I did. Anyways, I made my way back to the front and went to the next level. I believe we are now on floor 13. This is going by fast, even though this is like a 20-minute video, but that's okay. Found some bread, and then I think, what did I do here? I used that. Now, this is the funny part. I decided to take the poisonous apple and eat it, and thinking that maybe a poisonous apple would get rid of my poison. Don't ask me why I thought that would work. I just tried it. So I drank a stamina drink to stop the poison for a little bit. Oh, no, I was still poisoned, as you can see. And then I got goo status on me. But that didn't have any effects because I had the stamina drink. And so by the time the stamina drink went away, I was fine and was no longer poisoned. So it's actually a good thing that I got that goo status on me, because it got rid of the poison. I thought you could only get infected. I thought you could only have one status infliction at a time, but I guess you can get another one on top of that. So say if you're poisoned, you can get the goo status, and that should hopefully get rid of your poison. But anyways, as we went along, we unlocked this, killed more enemies. I don't know what I was doing. Oh yeah, we're trying to make sure that my sword didn't break. I think it said the max WHP of the weapon increased or something. And there's the dungeon item. We're able to leave now. I don't know why it took me so long to pick it up. Oh, here we go. This is me trying to change the music as usual. Okay, and then we had Casey jump across to continue exploring this floor, making sure we didn't miss anything. What did we find? I think it was a premium chicken that heals your health completely. That's very good to find. And we had this enemy here. And I think that was really it. We just had to go down here, kill a few more enemies. Got poisoned again, as usual. Nothing new there. Opened up this chest, found a treasure chest key, which I said sells for like 400 coins. And then I found the dark crystal. And I was trying not to get hit by this enemy. And I got a stamina drink, which was good. And then from there, I went back to the exit. Okay, so I made my way over here. I unlocked the door, and I went to the last level, which is level 14. Level 14 has very strong enemies. As you go deeper into this dungeon, you might notice that the actual area, the terrain starts to look a little bit different, like the ceiling and stuff. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Actually, my sword got completely leveled up from standing on that circle thing, which I was actually happy about. I was able to upgrade my sword to the next weapon, but I decided not to do that. I wanted to save that for the next episode. So in the next episode, I ended up upgrading my sword to the next form that it could become, which was the dust sack, which looks really cool. So right here we found a king mimic as usual. Kill them, they give you a good amount of experience, whatever, and just keep your way going, keep going your way. Oh, dragon, dangerous enemies. Holy, what's that? I don't know if that's like holy like damage or like a gem, I'm not sure, but we kept going. Had to have Casey jump across once again. I could not switch her over to her other weapon because of the fact that she was cursed, and I didn't have anything to get rid of curse. I think holy actually gets rid of curse. I think it's one of those holy like things that gets rid of the curse infection. Anyways, I made my way, kept going, found more power up powder, which is always good. I love finding that. It's really good. Found a bomb, Anthony, and we were doing good, and eventually bone key. I'm just surprised that I haven't found the dark. I'm surprised I didn't find a crystal yet or a map. Okay, so there I found the map. Let's see, what did I do here? I put the chicken down because I didn't have any more food, so that was a good idea on my part. Got hit by the fire, which was not good. That did a good amount of damage to me. I had to be careful with these dragons because they're very, very dangerous. Oh, good. Weapon's about to break. Oh well. So we went down. I repaired the sword once again. That was my last bit of repair powder, so that's good because I made it to the very end. So all well and good. I unlocked the door, opened these remaining chests, which was the dark crystal, killed these last enemies, got the Dren's crest once again because that's what I need to leave the floor, found some cheese, killed that enemy, and I was done. I was also getting thirsty. So guys, this is pretty much what you can do to get a lot of experience, level up, fight enemies, find gems. Like, this is something I recommend doing when you need to level up. I can show ways of leveling up, other ways of leveling up. One way is going to the back levels and fighting enemies over and over and over again. In the back levels, you can get a lot of experience that way. But I'm going to go ahead and end this episode off here. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to become a gem. And I'll see you all next time. Bye! And so from there, I kind of like worked my way from the Divine Beast Cave up into the mayor's house. So from there, after that, I place this guy right here next to him, because he likes to be around houses. So we want to make sure that he is around other houses so that he can get business. Now, from there, we're going to put Cloud's house here. And from Cloud's house, we're going to put, not Hag's, we're going to put Alet's house there.